Yo, what's poppin', people? Welcome to the brand new Say Less with Kaz.
Hi.
And Lowkey.
I'm Lowkey. All the way in Jersey.
Podcast. Yeah, it's been a long time coming, bro.
Yeah.
It's been a long time coming.
Yeah.
I know quarantine has been difficult for many of us. And,
Right.
you know, getting this show off the ground in the midst of a pandemic, in the midst of lots of things going on in the world.
Yes.
Was pretty difficult, but now we're in our brand new home.
I have
Jersey?
to say that I'm enjoying the ambiance.
Yes.
I wasn't thinking
Yes.
second week coming in, this is what it will be like, but thank you for welcoming me to the Say Less family.
Shout out to Lions Den, man. Shout out to
Yeah.
Lions Den Barbershop in Cliffside Park, bro. My guy Vic opening his doors for us. We got guests in the house. My guy Jake is back here. Making sure the notes is going well.
Yeah.
We got Matt back here, making sure the cameras is rolling. Everything is nice and settled. I got my fiance over here.
Young Jazz in the building.
You know what I mean? So, well, first, before we get all that, man, we actually got sponsors.
Yo, I didn't think the sponsors were gonna come in this
We got
quick.
sponsors, bro.
I didn't think they were gonna
We
come in
got
this
sponsors,
quick.
but you know what, Low-Key?
What's up?
I got something to tell you, man.
What's up?
There's not a lot of things I take deadly serious. But
Okay.
one thing I take deadly serious is my hairline, bro.
Bro, you was on you was on an experience when this shit first
Listen,
popped off. You
listen.
was not getting a haircut.
There's nothing more important to a black man, especially in their 30s, than their hairline.
The hairline is the most key component to keeping your youth.
Keeping it. Because I'm 33, like,
Right.
and did you know that?
As you can see.
Yeah. I feel like I'm like I got like 10 seconds left of the shot clock with my hairline, right?
Yeah.
So I'm trying to hold on to as much as I got.
Right.
And shout out to Keeps, man. Keeps is a great product to keep your hair, to prevent baldness, prevent male pattern
It's
baldness.
a perfect regimen to maintain your hairline.
Yeah.
And, you know, they say 2 out of 3 men by the age of 35 suffer from some kind of baldness.
See, that's what I was saying. I got like 10 seconds left on my shot
Right.
clock.
So now
I'm 33.
you do Keeps. Go to keeps.com/sayless. And
Yes.
the first month you indulge is free.
Free.
So
free.
If you're struggling,
I love free.
if you're struggling with the edges, if you're
Listen.
struggling with the corners,
You got no excuse. People have been in quarantine for what, the past 4 months at this point?
Yeah,
like
four and a half
I got
months.
no excuse to not do something about the hairline, bro.
Yeah.
I did it. All my friends are doing it.
Right.
And if you want to do it, you know what I'm saying, get a free month of treatment, go to keeps.com/sayless. That's KEEPS.com/sayless.
free 1 month.
Yes, sir.
Don't lose that time, baby.
Don't do it, man.
Because I lost mine. So.
I used to yo, bro. Y'all don't know how many times I used to fry this man
Buddy.
about his hairline, bro. But you know what? You done came home, bro. Cheers to that. Cheers to that.
Had to come home, man. So for all the people that don't want to come home just yet, keeps.com/sayless. First month, it's free.
This feels good. This feels good, man.
this.
Like
I
I
like
enjoy, potting. You know, we potting right now.
You got me into this quick.
I got I drug you into the water.
Last Wednesday, you were like, "Yo, bro, you want to do it?" I'm like,
literally less than a week ago.
I'm like, now? He was like, "Yeah, let's do it." I'm like, all right. So since this is what, the third episode?
Third episode, yeah.
Yeah. So
Shout out to our guest last week. We had Ike Taylor, Pittsburgh Steelers.
Corey Jacobs.
Come through. Corey Jacobs, incredible interview. If you haven't checked that out yet, make sure you go check that out.
Please do.
Oh man, especially with everything going on in the world with systemic racism, police brutality, police, everything. The reason why motherfuckers are protesting right now. You know what I'm saying? If you want to get any sort of insight, make sure you go check out the Corey Jacobs interview that we dropped today. Today's Monday.
Yeah, today is morning.
It's a Monday
And
night.
we got, a little insight on who he wants to see Puff go against in the
So let's talk about this, right?
Let's get to that.
Here's the thing. Did I drop my recorder?
You did.
Matt,
Well,
we
it's
good?
all right,
It's all good. It's
all
just,
right. It's
thank you,
fine.
Matt. It's all good. Appreciate it. So let's talk about this.
Talk to me.
Well,
What's
you
up?
are, you know what I mean, in the world of Apple Music, especially in the quarantine, there's not a lot of people who have made like come ups during this time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? With those cheat sheets that you put together.
Yes.
You have, for a whole generation of people, have gotten people back. You know what I mean? For a lot of people, it's real easy to write people off because we're always looking for who's next and who's hot and who's popping and da, 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 da. Like, you can't get into a versus battle unless you're some sort of legend in some field.
Right. In some capacity, a producer, songwriter, legend. That's the criteria.
So this week, And before we get into, we'll talk about what's gonna happen this week.
Yeah.
But on yesterday's episode with Corey Jacobs, we talked about Puff being in a versus battle, and he almost got hot at you because you mentioned
Yo, but I was telling him, like, yo, bro, like, I'm not trying to make it seem like Puff is not capable, or obviously he's a legend and he's birthed so many black entrepreneurs and black businesses, and yes, we give our just due to Puff without question, but it's like this is still competitive nature,
right? So
you being this man's right hand man, knowing him since he was a teen, you know who he can go against, and I want to see who. All right, what's the smoke? I what's the smoke?
I felt him because I love JD, but he ain't no like you gotta understand the way these versus battles are set up. The way these versus battles are set up. You're a very technical guy. You're a music nerd. So, I understand, the way you were coming at it with, okay, well, let's make sure that people are writing song or producing song. To me, any song that Puffy had a hand on is fair game to me.
I understand.
And when it comes to that, ain't a whole lot of people.
I understand that, but JD is one of those people who have shaped the culture of R&B, who has shaped the culture of Atlanta music, period.
Yeah.
And you look at Puff, who has shaped the culture of New York hip hop, who have shaped the culture of what hip hop looks like to the mainstream. These guys have very, very intricate hands in what hip hop looks like today.
Right.
So I'm looking at both of them like this could be a situation that would break the internet and just would settle the score.
I feel like it's coming.
And Puff wanted the smoke with Jay. Remember that whole shit with
B.I.?
He
did.
He was like, I know you ain't talking to me. And I'm like, all right. So I see there's an underlying.
There was something there. There was something there. I ain't gonna rattle that cage.
I'll rattle that cage. No, fuck that. Yo, JD, Puff, rattle the cage. Let's get this shit smoked before the end of the fucking summer's over.
Listen,
Labor Day special.
You want JD and Puff. And
I made the cheat sheet already for them.
I wanted, and I told Corey this when we told him, I want Dr. Dre and Puff.
That lines up more.
I think Dr. Dre and Puff is baby.
Logistically, that lines up more.
Listen.
Logistically, that does line up more. Yeah.
Both billionaires.
Right.
Both have an incredible
body of work.
I don't want to say this out loud without anybody take the East Coast West Coast beef from back in the day, Death Row Bad Boy,
and still came back, even still made amends.
Beautiful that two black men and many black men under them have come together, and without that, we don't even know what hip hop would be today.
Right.
If those two entities didn't come together
in
the time that we needed them. But on top of that, man, they're still competitors at the end of the day.
That's why.
So there's gonna be something under there
JD.
Puff ain't got no love for Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg.
Listen, I think Dre is a little bit more far removed from this aspect of competition. This aspect.
I don't think so.
I do think he's. I think he's a little bit more far removed. JD is still very active in what he writes, what he produces.
Right.
Him being on social media, him speaking out, him representing his city. Not to say that Dr. Dre isn't.
I think that hinders him though.
Dre is. No, it doesn't. It keeps him in the conversation.
It keeps him in the conversation for now. But versus battles, bro, any versus battle I've watched, the moments happen when you play a song that either people didn't know you was on or wrote, or people forgot how dope it was when it first came out, right? So JD could have the #1 song right now, and I don't think he's gonna make as much noise as him dropping the song from 20 years ago.
No, obviously.
That made us go, oh.
But when I think about versus battles, when I think about these competitions that's been going on for the last 3-4 months, I'm thinking about an aspect of showmanship. I'm thinking about an aspect of storytelling. Not to say Dr. Dre doesn't have stories. I'm sure he has stories out the woo-ha. But we're looking at...
We don't hear from him enough.
Right. But
so that's another reason. You know what I'm saying?
I just think I think he's too far removed from that perspective. That's what makes it
so exciting to me.
No, you're right.
Because Dr. Dre, to me, he's almost he's fucking... He's mythical at this point. Whenever I see him in the studio, or I see an artist in the studio with him, everybody gets that same
But I think he wants to keep. I think he wants to keep that.
Right.
I don't think he wants to let that go, because a lot of these battles that we're seeing, these mythical figures are now coming to life. Babyface, Teddy Riley, even Manny Fresh, Scott Storch, RZA, Premier. they're telling us these stories, and we're like, yo, these are the guys.
Yes.
These are the figures that we've, in high school, college, them writing music, producing music, and now we know the stories. Not to say that fucks up their legacy or anything, but Dre wants to keep that. Dre doesn't want to expose that, and Dre will not. So when you put Puff and JD in the same room, that's fucking entertainment.
I'm not saying it won't be entertainment.
That's what it's fucking called, bro.
I'm not gonna say it's not gonna be entertainment.
Right.
All I'm saying is, after a while, like the same thing that happened with, say, Manny Fresh versus Scott Storch, might happen with Puff versus JD.
No.
Because we listen, hear me out.
All right.
Because we love JD. We love Manny Fresh, right? But after a while, you can't compete with those genre-defining mega hits that Puff had, bro. Like, been around the world, Hypnotized, Victory.
Let me ask you a question.
Fucking More Money, More Problems.
Let me ask you a question.
No Way Out. Like, come on, like, and I love JD.
No, all right.
As a music fan, I love JD, but it's like, yo, Puff got motherfucking temp poles in hip hop.
All right, so
like,
we'll do this.
This shit happened in the stop.
JD has Crisscross. JD
Right.
has Escape.
Right.
JD had a hand in some of the TLC stuff.
Right.
JD has a big hand in Usher and creating who Usher actually is.
1000%. So the Puff.
Ludacris helping with that.
Who gets custody of Usher in that battle?
He does completely. What project that Puff was a part of that ever went diamond?
I don't think that's important.
I'm asking you a question.
I don't think that's important.
I'm just asking.
Nelly went diamond and he got washed.
Well, Nelly was
Luda washed.
Nelly was drunk, and Nelly didn't play the game. He didn't play the game right, so we're not gonna fuck up his catalog. That nigga just didn't play the game right.
I love Nelly.
Yeah, nigga ain't play the game right. But
okay.
A person as JD's stature with these numbers and this influence, there are not too many people that can stand next to Puff and hold their own for 20 records.
I agree.
But
But
that's why I would like to
me,
see it. And it's more entertaining for me.
Okay.
It's way more entertaining.
Baby, you think JD's more than Dr. Dre? Dr. Dre?
No, I think she's saying she agrees more in regards to the entertainment aspect. You can't throw any.
Mariah Carey and
Nick.
Mariah Carey's album alone.
Bro.
The Me and Medication of Me.
Yes.
Over right there. That's like 15 songs.
Bro.
That he has.
Man.
Bro.
Shout out to Brian Michael Cox, another guest.
And then we talking Usher's second album. Then we talking Usher's third album. And then we talking Confession.
All right, so we talking
like, bro, and I know then with Puff we talking Jodeci, we talking Mary J.
I hear you
Blige.
on all that.
All right.
Did JD go on the worldwide tour of the oldies recently and sell out everywhere? Did he?
Well, Puff is an enigma. Like
Listen.
I get it.
Listen.
Puff is an enigma.
There's not a lot of people who could do that. Dr. Dre could do that.
JD could do that.
I'm sure he can, but like Dre,
Imagine if JD
an entire coast's music
you're right.
is based off of this one dude.
You're right, but
NWA, Snoop, Pop.
If JD
Kendrick.
did an R&B tour, if JD did Usher, Mariah, Escape, who else? Nigga, those three alone. Nigga, those three alone.
I'm not saying he's not.
Usher, Mariah.
You got it. I'm not saying he is an incredibly accomplished producer.
Put some respect on Jermaine's name.
All I'm saying is when the versus battle starts and songs are getting played, is he getting those reactions like Puff is getting?
What's Puff gonna play when this nigga plays You Got It Bad?
Give me all the chicken heads and pass it
No. Match it up. What's Puff?
So Puff don't got R&B?
I'm not saying he don't. I'm just saying, like, if we're gonna talk about records, let's talk about it.
Did we forget about the classic Day 26? Dream? Day to Decade?
I think the episode.
Yo.
Day 26. Day 26.
What was it, Dirty Money?
Nigga, all right, fucking Bow Wow and fucking Chris Brown is watching them records. Shorty Like Mine?
All right.
Like, come on, let's. And then we gotta talk about Bow Wow. Holy fuck.
Yo, time out. I low-key been wanting Bow Wow to get into a versus battle,
bro,
ever since this shit started,
Holy
yo.
fuck, we forgot about Bow Wow?
Yo.
Nah.
Jazz think I'll be playing.
Bro, nah, he be saying
I've been asked me playing back.
He be like 4 Bow Wow songs a week.
This nigga be serious about Bow Wow.
Yo, people don't give Bow Wow his flowers.
I always thought you was joking about that shit too.
Here's the thing, right? Like, Bow Wow grew up, and we also seen Bow Wow grow up.
Right.
And, like, we saw, like, you know, he was kind of a victim of, like, the social media generation where motherfuckers he was an easy target. Yeah. But, like, yo, when I was 11, 12, 13 years old.
Bro, you're right.
Wasn't nobody on earth bigger than Lil Bow Wow, dog. You kidding me?
And you know why?
Bow Wow was the rap, like, not Michael Jackson, the older one, but I'm talking about, like.
And you know
why?
Because of fucking Jermaine Dupri.
I'm not taking anything away from JD.
I just want to let you know that that's the
I'm not taking anything away from JD. All I'm saying is.
Jermaine, Puff, all y'all henchmen that y'all be fucking with. Brian Michael Cox, B Cox,
bro, we gotta make this happen, yo.
Jonte Austin, you know what I mean? Corey Jacobs.
Well, shout out to the people at Verzuz. They just signed a huge deal with Apple
Music.
The people that cut your checks.
Yes.
And now Verzuz will be out exclusively on Apple Music and Apple TV. Now, I watched the Jada and Fab battle on Apple TV. And it was a world of difference.
Way different.
From Instagram.
That's when I caught it.
I loved like the rawness of like the OG battles, like the Boy Wonder and Hit Boys and Sean Garrett and was it
nigga,
Dream?
Sean Garrett was higher than Giraffe Pussy when
my
he did
baby
that
crawling
shit.
across the baby, you can just walk across, like they know you're here. It's all right.
This is why I like this though. This is gonna be fun. This is gonna be fun. All right, I'm cool.
You can just walk her. She's like crawling across the shot to like get
this
some liquor. It's all right, baby. It's all right. That's all. Yeah, baby. It's okay. They know you're here. It's all right. So yeah, the Verzuz battles, Apple Music. There's a machine behind it now, right? Yeah, you can come in, Vic. Come in. Shout out to Vic, man, the owner, the proprietor. Come here and get some shine.
Just met the guy, bro.
My brother Vic, man. This is his shop.
Just
you know what I mean? Puts us all together.
So open arms right there.
Yes, you had to get your shine, bro. He does so much.
Does so much. Lions Den, man.
My G.
Shout out to the Lions Den.
You already know.
But now, yeah, you know, Apple Music, we they or my company.
Your employers.
My employers just caught the body bag with them, and you know it's exclusively streamed on Apple Music, on Instagram, VerzuzTV. So shout out to everybody a part of that whole conglomerate. Timbo, Swizz, shout out to Fadia for
Fadia.
Fadia.
The legend Fadia.
Shout out to legend Fadia. Ebro, Tiff, you know the whole crew. But yeah, you know Chi-Chi's over there and. Verzuz is what it is.
So I'm not gonna ask you any questions that could get you indicted.
No, that's fine.
So one thing I want to know is now that it's on Apple TV, can we expect more like dream battles, more Dre versus Puff?
Well, you see what's about to happen on Wednesday.
Drake's in.
You see what's
Let's get into it. Snoop versus DMX, the battle of the dogs.
No one thought that was going to happen. No one expected that announcement.
I'm so glad we got DMX in the right frame of mind to do it.
If anybody can get him there, you know Swizz can get him.
Exactly. Yes.
Swizz going to get him there.
Right.
Yeah, I made the cheat sheet a couple days ago, about 80 songs, 5 hours, and you just remember all the beautiful music that these two gentlemen have made, you know, the things you forgot about, the collaborations, the remixes, the features, the singles, the freestyles. Like, you just forget about what these guys have contributed to the culture. Snoop Dogg, an icon, not just on the West Coast, just in hip-hop, and in DMX.
Snoop, to me, might be the most famous rapper to ever live.
Easily.
I'm not saying the best. I'm not saying the most popular.
No, easily.
But the most famous rapper? Snoop Dogg, like,
bro, you make a reggae album, you make a gospel
album.
You got a show with Martha Stewart.
Yo,
you almost was indicted on murder.
Murder was the case.
Murder was the case. Your first album was a classic. You defined an entire host of music.
White grandmothers,
bro,
in affluent neighborhoods know who Snoop Dogg
and
is, bro.
Still can have the validity of a fucking Crip.
Yeah, bro.
Understand where I'm going with this.
Like Snoop commodified and made Crips mainstream,
bro. But still, it will still get you lined up if need be.
Like, bro, and you still can't cross him. Like,
at all.
You would go ahead and think, oh, because you see him on Martha Stewart and you see him, you know what I mean, doing mad commercials and being like the weed guy. Like, he's like our Bob Marley.
You think
of weed,
what do we call
Snoop.
him? What do we call him? Uncle Snoop.
Uncle Snoop, exactly.
But
at
uncle
the same time,
the
like,
uncle that didn't touch you.
The uncle.
The uncle that didn't touch you.
I didn't have any uncles who touched me. So
Well, there's a couple
they're out
cases.
there.
Yeah, they're out there.
They're out there. You can't, are we allowed to say that? Can we say that?
Nah, we'll edit it.
All right, well, sorry for anybody
Yeah,
who's been touched.
No, I'm just saying, like, but that's the fun. That's the fun uncle. That's the fun uncle that let us have fun. That we enjoyed, you know, the music and just having a good time. That's what Uncle Snoop represents.
I think a lot of people aren't giving DMX a fighting chance in this battle, bro.
Rough Riders Anthem.
Listen,
How It's Going Down.
granted,
Rough Riders Anthem remix.
Granted, versus battles, like, I don't think anybody ever picks like a clear winner, right? It's just it's a celebration. It's fun.
Yeah, it always ends in a celebration.
But
conversation.
for argument's sake, like if you're trying to, you know, see what
For argument's
sake,
sake, Snoop is.
it's 20 songs. Granted, Snoop probably has more songs overall. If we're going entire catalog for entire catalog,
Snoop has been in the game for 4 decades. 4.
bro,
4
and
decades.
like still relevant.
Still relevant. 4
Still
decades.
like still could drop either a guest verse or a new song and be like, damn, Snoop still.
X had 2 great albums,
Yeah.
1 mediocre, and then the rest were trash. But
But
the fact that he's still this polarizing figure.
But I'll tell you this though, there's only been like a handful of rappers in the world or in life that's ever been as big as DMX when DMX was at his peak.
2 multi-platinum selling albums
In a year.
within an 8-month span. And we're talking the quality of these albums.
Yeah, like
It's Dark and Hell is Hot and Flesh of My Flesh, Blood of My Blood. You made them shits in 8 months?
In 8 months.
That's
Fresh off the street.
like Jay making American Gangster and Blueprint
Blueprint
1
and
right back again. It's like, bro, like how did that's
People don't
something different.
understand-
That's
like,
different. That's
people
different.
don't understand. Like, I get it. There's a lot of like 90s and probably 2000s babies watching this and see DMX. Like, the one thing you see DMX is probably like the motherfucking Christmas Carol videos.
Yeah.
And like all like the fucking, not cracky shit, but
Right.
like, you know, you haven't seen DMX at his peak. DMX was the most hood of hood niggas, had all the women going crazy for him, had top 40 records, and literally came out of nowhere. Like there was a day where there was no DMX, and then
went on 2 sold-out tours: Hard Knock Life tour and the Cash Money tour, the Rough Riders. Cash
tours that
Money
we
tour.
still talk about to this day.
There are very few artists that are like DMX. There are very few artists that will have a DMX type of run and impact. And we have to, and I love that the Versus lets us have these conversations. It makes us remember, bro, that 98, 99, that nigga was, you couldn't move.
There's a lot of people out there.
That nigga was that nigga.
There's a lot of people out there not giving DMX his just due.
Despite the crackish and him being in trouble.
Despite all the bullshit.
That nigga was that nigga. And I have not seen an artist come out with 2 caliber albums in an 8-month span like DMX did with his debut and Flesh of My Flesh. So DMX is still and always will be one of the New York GOATs.
If you could imagine it, people at home that weren't around for the DMX era, it's like if Drake, as big as he was, dropped like So Far Gone
and then Take Care
Take
right
Care
after that.
in 1 year, and he was also like the most super thug nigga on top of being like a heartthrob at the same time.
No one's doing that, bro.
Nobody's done that. You know what I
No
mean?
one's
Like
doing that. And we're gonna see. We're gonna see what's up on
I want to
Wednesday.
see DMX do a prayer.
He better start that shit off with the prayer. You know I put the prayer on the cheat sheet too. I ended
did?
I ended it off with the cheat sheet. I'm like, nigga, after everything we listened to, let's get in the prayer and just let's praise DMX and Snoop Dogg, man.
I can't wait, bro. I cannot
Yeah.
wait. What day is it?
Wednesday, July 22nd, Apple Music, Beats One. It's on demand after the battle, so you can listen to it in full. And VerzuzTV, Instagram Live, so you'll have the entire thing. If you have Apple TV, pull it up. it's a way different experience.
It's way different. It changed my entire.
Yeah. So
you know, what I mean, the Instagrams was fun when we were stuck in the house. We had shit to do.
Nah, nigga, pull that Apple TV up and get it on your big screen, like you deserve.
Put it on the big speakers, let the house.
Yeah, let the house
feel
rattle.
That shit rattle.
Let the house rattle. So yeah.
And also make sure you check out his cheat sheets as well, man. Lowkey, Apple Music. Go to the cheat sheets. Every single versus battle, this man is curating one of the most important playlists in all of music. The versus battle cheat sheets, Lowkey.
This is all thanks to coronavirus. Thank you.
Shout out to the Rona, man.
Thank you, yo, Donald Trump. Thank you for not handling this shit properly. Thank you, brother.
Speaking of not handling shit properly,
all right, no shout out to the corona, but no shout out to corona because it's fucking up the life essence. Sorry about that, but
it'd be really fucked up if like we're just like, oh yeah, shout out to the corona, like one of us gets it. Not
exactly.
So. Yeah, this will be a funny video in 3 months. I'm just kidding. So speaking of not handling shit correctly, the NFL is back, and Jake, what are we talking about? It's looking like they got plans to return. I think training camp. By the time this video comes out, I think like training camp would start, right?
Yeah, I've moved out. This comes out Wednesday, yeah.
Okay. So the NFL released, they pretty much told players, okay, you got to report to training camp at X amount of days. And with no plan, right? The NFL had like the incredible, they had the opportunity to really nail this, right? Because they had time. They're playing stadiums, so like you can like kind of space people out, still kind of have fans, all this type of shit. Like they had all the money in the world. As much as the NBA has been killing it, they just reported that they have 0
I saw that.
cases for the first time for
earlier.
all the players tested for coronavirus in the NBA, which is fucking incredible.
Phenomenal.
With everything going right for the NBA, the NFL managed to kind of fuck this up, right?
Are you surprised?
So I'm not surprised. Like, stop me if you heard
surprised?
this before. The NFL fucked something up, right?
Are you surprised that they got it wrong again? Well, continue on.
So later, after like the NFL said, okay, release, come to training camp, whatever.
Right.
Literally every top NFL player aired their grievances on Twitter with hashtag we want to play. So like Russell Wilson, Patrick Mahomes, JJ Watt, Richard Sherman, Tyrann Mathieu, fucking Jalen Rand, every single name in the NFL was like, yo, are we playing preseason games?
Yeah.
Could we opt out? Like if I got like old people that I'm living with, Russell Wilson was like, yo, my wife Sierra is pregnant. Like I don't know if that's a good,
right.
You know what I'm saying? The NFL manages to fuck up. Now, granted, since we've read this, they've agreed, or I think the NFL has offered no preseason games, right? They pretty much said, okay, we'll just start the season.
They don't have a great plan, or they don't express the plan around.
I think that's been the only holdup. I don't think it wasn't so much about like, oh my God, we don't know what the plan is. There just wasn't a plan. It was just like, all right.
Do you think they
see you on the 28th?
Do you think they have a plan and they're keeping it secured until?
I mean, here's my thing.
Is that
I think you got to think of all the motherfuckers who really run the NFL, right? Like, it's not necessarily like Roger Goodell. Roger Goodell's the face, like he's the commissioner, but like the people who really run the NFL are these owners. And who do these owners listen to? The motherfucker they voted in office. Who's the motherfucker?
Wait, are you telling me the owners fucked up again?
Oh my gosh.
Oh my Jesus. This is so shocking.
I'm shocked. I'm shocked. I, for one.
I'm not shocked. Like, I'm not shocked. I'm like, yeah, y'all fucked up. And y'all still don't know how to go back and fix the other issue that's been plaguing this league for 4 fucking years.
I love how Roger Goodell got on camera, got on selfie view on his iPhone, said that whole spiel about Black Lives Matter. Only after like every NFL star was like, yo, like say this or
it's gonna be an issue.
Man.
Whatever. I mean, listen.
Remember that 4 weeks everybody cared about black people? That was a good time, right?
I always love those times.
Oh man, those 4 weeks, like what was it, about a month and change ago now?
Yeah.
Like right after
press conferences and
there was press. They had
news cameras everywhere.
We donated $3 million to this place, and
and now what it is? Kanye West in South Carolina act like a fucking jackass.
Did you watch that shit?
Unfortunately, I had to.
Bro, me and the wife was watching. Kanye's press conference.
Disbelief.
Again, like the NFL, are you shocked?
At what point, right?
Are you shocked?
I'm not shocked, and I feel like we've gotten to this vicious cycle with Kanye at this point, right? Like, well, he needs to get help. Well, they've gotten him help. They've gotten him pills. They've gotten him drugs. They've gotten him therapists. Yeah. Oh, well, Kim's got to step in. Well, like, we've seen Kim step in and try and do all these things. Like, at what point do you just like kind of
when you're prescribed when you're prescribed with medicine and you publicly acknowledge that you have a bipolar.
And granted, I'm not saying like, take whatever a therapist gives you, just take any pill and that's fine. Like I'm not
when you acknowledge that you have a bipolar disorder in public and you publicly say these things and continuously go on these rants, and then you say, I don't like taking my medicine because I don't like how it makes me feel.
Right.
There is some sort of empathy that I'm removing because you're acknowledging that the medicine that's supposed to alter your mindset and help you get through these disorders and these public embarrassments, you're saying, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
So now where does my sympathy lie in for you? Like, where do I place it if you don't have it for yourself? And then on top of that, the people that are around you that care so much about you, where are they at? Who was there in South Carolina with him? Who was there to help him fact check? Who was there to tell him, yo, maybe this isn't the right direction? Or who was there to tell him that, hey, when you're trying to file to be a president, you're not even doing the right steps.
Yeah.
So who's there? Who was in this man's face saying?
Lest we forget, Kanye is dropping an album this week.
I'm just saying, bro.
So
like,
I mean,
at some point you gotta hold niggas responsible. It's like, yo, what is this?
I'm thinking, all right, well,
that's all I'm looking at it like.
The album could be the best shit since sliced bread, right?
Which it probably won't be, but go ahead.
It could be, right? He can't tour, right? Like, there's no touring you're gonna be able to do.
This is his tour.
You can't, like, basically.
This is his tour.
I'm like, yo, so, like, when it comes to albums and somebody who depends so much on, like, selling records and all that type of shit, I guess since he, like, owns his masters now and whatever, like, even my, like, galaxy brain thinking is like, okay, well, he's doing this because he knows he can't make money off of his touring like he always does, right? Like
the Sunday service stopped.
The Sunday service he can't do that.
Which was tax-free.
Right, because technically it's a religious service.
Right.
So like they can't tax him, which is
crazy, but whatever.
Listen, if you're a heartless dude, brilliant strategy, bro.
Incredible.
Like if you don't care where your soul goes after,
bro, nigga, talking about fucking the system. Oh, Kanye, good job.
I get that one. But
I mean, sorry, Jazz. Okay.
I mean, like, supposed to go home.
No, you know what? Fuck that. No. And then, he found a loophole. He found a loophole and he did. I'm sorry. He found a loophole and he did it. And he made a
But I'm not gonna, here's the thing. I'm not gonna clown Kanye for his faith because he's been about religion since Jump Street. Like he put out Jesus.
Oh yeah, no. We're not.
He's been putting like gospel in his records.
No, yeah, this is not a judgment on his religious standpoints and his beliefs.
I just don't know what to do with him anymore, bro. Like
I literally look at these things every day, Kaz.
Bro, it hurts.
And I read these interviews and I hear these sound bites and it's like, this man is not. He's not dumb, and he's a very articulate.
He's too intelligent.
He's way too intelligent for these things to be happening. Like, even, I'll take it a step further. I understood what he was trying to say about Harriet Tubman. I kind of got that. Like, I kind of understood it. No.
You're treading water right now.
I understood what he was like the overall message of what he was trying to say. Okay, I can see where you're trying to go.
Okay.
How you said it, when you said it, and who you said it in front of, it just didn't. It like you're too smart for that. You're way too smart for that. Like the slavery was a choice thing. Yeah. I kind of understood what you were saying, but you sounded dumb when you said it.
Kanye reminds me of somebody who he's a very macro thinker, right? Like on the surface, the bullshit he says that riles people up, if you think about it enough and break it down enough and like really like get to and search through the fucking weeds and the meat, you could find some sense in there.
That's what I was saying. Like I
get
it.
Him, my thing with him is he's not that articulate of a thinker to make the points he's trying to make, so people don't fucking just
when he said openly, when he said openly and publicly, I don't read. That's when I knew. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
This is a show.
Yeah, it is a show.
And
it's always been a show.
Yeah, I mean, it's always been a show, but like those kind of like those polarizing gestures, when you admit openly and not even think twice or blink, when you say, yo, I don't read. And then you're gonna say, yo, I'm running for president. I'm a candidate to be a president. And then don't have any understanding of any policy or none of that. And you're still chest out and just like, yo, I'm good. Like, bro, like you don't understand. And then it goes back to the medicine shit. I'm like, bro, this is why you need the medicine. Because
I feel like we care so much about him because we've seen Kanye at his best. Yeah. Right? Like I grew up, like I say this all the time, like, yo, Kanye was like a hero to me when I was in college and in high school.
I'm not afraid to admit that.
I'm like, yo, that was my guy. Like
I'm not afraid.
I'm saying, like, first time I heard college.
Those are things.
First time I heard college dropout. First time I heard graduation. First
those
time
are albums
I heard
that don't come. They don't come along. They don't resurface through other artists. Like that's a once in a moment.
Yeah. I don't have a lot of artists that like line up with like my life as far as like my life timeline. As far as like when I heard college dropout, I was going to college and I'm like, man, does this really make sense? Should I really be here? When graduation came out, I graduated from college and it's like, wow, I can listen to Good Morning in my senior year and like enjoy all that shit. Like when my dad got sick, fucking Jesus comes out, you know what I mean? Like, and you know, he's going through it with his mom and all that.
There's been so many pivotal moments through Kanye's career, just musically speaking, that have resonated, literally just piggybacking off what you just said. The college dropout, I remember hearing Through the Wire in my dorm through fucking MTVs. You hear it here first with Sway and all of them. I remember those moments. And then I remember graduation. Then I remember you remember all of these pivotal moments that make you feel so connected to an artist who was so explicit about his process.
He was honest,
bro. He was so honest.
He was honest. That's
and
why
maybe this is the other side of that pillow. Maybe this is the other side of the pillow of him being honest and being maybe true to his form, or because we always thought Kanye was a little off the rocker, but he was off the rocker in favor of us. Now he's off the rocker in favor of whatever agenda he has.
Yeah, like I'm not gonna go as far and be like, well, he's against the progression of black people. He's against people feeling any sort of freedom because this whole fucking facade he's putting up running for president is only helping Trump. Like that's of course. It's only helping him because it's not saying, well, this guy's better, this guy's more equipped to run the country than Donald Trump is. It's just saying, well, and I seen Glasses Malone tweet this too. He was like, well, if you vote for Joe Biden over Kanye West, you're the real racist. You're the real, and I'm like,
Glasses Malone is a little too tough for me, so I'm gonna just keep my comment.
Listen.
I'm a
Glasses Malone fan.
And I'm a Glasses Malone fan.
I'm never gonna say nothing about him personally.
Internet is different nowadays.
I'm not gonna say nothing about him personally.
Respect your opinion, Glasses. I respect your opinion.
All I'm saying, and he's entitled to his opinion. All I'm saying is, bro, like you gotta understand that if we were in a different time where shit was cool and we could see something for what it is and laugh at it and enjoy it. And be like, damn, this thing Kanye. Like, I was talking to Charlamagne, like, while this whole thing was happening. I'm in a group chat with Charlamagne, B-Dot from Rap Radar.
I think you said, like,
Hovain, Rob Markman, and myself.
Dang, y'all niggas ain't put me on that shit?
Hey, bro.
You just gave the people in the, that's like secret. You don't give out who's in the group.
No, well, I've known that.
We know.
I've known. They've said it on Twitter.
The world knows about it.
Yeah, they've said it on Twitter before, too.
Nah.
Well, that's like those are the industry hierarchies over there. So like that
it's a very eclectic group chat, and the world knows about it. They've been known about it. It's nothing. It's not a big secret.
Yeah, that was a secret.
So, damn, what was I talking about?
No, Kanye just like putting himself out there, and like if we weren't in COVID,
right.
Understand what this really was.
So if we weren't in COVID, if we weren't like in so many situations in our life that were clearly influenced by shitty leadership, and like if we weren't in a fucking pandemic, if motherfuckers weren't losing money, if we weren't losing jobs, if shit was cool, a part of me could be like, this Kanye shit is funny. I'm entertained. This is basic. Charlamagne said the same thing to me. He's like, yo, this is if you look at this as great stand-up, if you look at this as an SNL skit, like fucking Weekend Update or some shit,
it's hilarious.
It's fucking hilarious. But it's not hilarious right now. Because nothing's hilarious.
It's very irresponsible of Kanye.
Yeah.
And it's very irresponsible with the people around him to not look at him and say, you have to take this serious.
Yeah.
If you want to run for president, if you want to enter the political field, if you want to add that to your resume, by all means.
I'll be honest.
By all means.
I'll be honest.
But your narrative and your rhetoric is very troubling, irresponsible, and dangerous.
It's irresponsible. That's the key word, bro.
Very irresponsible.
It's irresponsible, bro, because motherfuckers will follow you to the ends of the earth. I used to be one of those people. I used to be one of those guys. Like,
I'm like, Kanye said it? Oh yeah, we out. Let's go.
We out. You know what I mean?
But then you have these people who are uninformed, or these people who have these hype beast mentality, and they say, well, Kanye West running for president? That's polarizing to me. That looks like something like, if he can do it, I can do it. And that's very true. That sentiment is very true. But if you're going to
if Trump could do it, anybody can.
Well, that's very true also. But if you're going to walk into these situations blindly, you leading the blind in a country that is damn near blind already.
Yeah, like if the country was fucking... If it was Narnia right now,
if we had the synergy, if we were good.
If it was a utopia right now, we all could look at this.
Niggas do not know where to look for leadership, and here you come.
Every day is some other bullshit,
nutty ass shit, and it's just like he's irresponsible. So I hope he gets the help he deserves and the help that he needs.
I think he's been got the help. He's been got the help.
My
whole thing with him is that like now we're at a point where like we're clearly just watching the dude just spiral out of control. This is like Britney Spears all over again, bro. Like we all just watch Britney Spears just go crazy, and we're just like, man, this shit is hilarious. Like we watch her shave her head, we watch her fucking beat the fuck out of her baby dad's fucking car with an umbrella. Like we watched all that shit, and then 10 years later, we're like, oh my god, wow, poor Britney.
But I don't think her influence was as heavy or will be as heavy as Kanye.
At Britney's peak. Britney was the queen of the white women at one point, dog.
Yeah, but I think we're in a different time.
Still might be.
But we're in a different time right now.
I'm saying
you can see it.
10 years from now, we're going to be looking at Kanye and be like, oh man, it's so sad what happened to Kanye. I'm like, bro, we're all just sitting here just watching him spiral out of control. Like, it's fucking funny, and it ain't, bro. It fucking ain't. Like, this dude... It's not new.
This is what I know, but this is what I said.
It's his personal journey. It's not like this is...
I'm not going to judge him.
But this is what I said. This is what I said, Jazz.
I
mean, that's what I said earlier. I'm like,
having a hypomanic state or something like, he's mentally
we've known him to be this person, but it was in favor of our voice when he was doing it. That's what's different. That's
he used to take that wild out shit and be like, George Bush don't care about black people.
And we were all right behind him like, yo,
let's go.
You right. Yo,
fuck that dude.
Fuck that dude. Like, now we looking like, oh, you still on this shit.
Yeah.
But you made a 180.
Yeah.
So now we're just looking like.
He used to be like, motherfucker, Beyonce just put out the greatest video of all time.
And walking the red carpet with a bottle.
Yeah, she did. What the fuck? She should have got that shit.
Now that nigga's saying some shit that's rattling the table, and we're like,
it's
difficult to watch.
It's difficult to watch. It's dangerous and it's difficult because it's very
difficult to watch.
At some point, like, you can't help people, bro. It's sad and it's heartless to say and it's fucked up to say, but some people, you're just like, What the fuck? What can you really do?
I'm
who can get through to him? Like, what can happen?
I'm at the point right now. I'm just like, let the chips fall where they may.
Basically.
Let the chips fall where they may.
Basically, I mean,
hopefully he doesn't hurt himself. Hopefully he doesn't do nothing crazy.
The one thing that scares me is Kim divorcing him. I feel the thing that really scares me is
because he still hasn't dealt with his mother.
He hasn't dealt with his mother. He hasn't dealt with family shit. And on top of that, like, he's open about like Kim bailing this motherfucker out of debt.
$53 million.
There's
too much reliance.
If she divorces him,
it's over, bro.
She's getting everything, bro.
And she already has
everything. If she divorces him and is fucking, like, hell hath no fury as a woman scorned. She could love you, but like if something happens where she's like, fuck this nigga,
she gonna tear that nigga off.
She can take every fucking thing he has. There will be Kim Ye Yeezys. What's up?
She said she don't think she would do that even if she was scorned.
I don't think she'd do it either. We don't know.
We don't know what's going on behind those closed doors.
Just being a woman, I feel like she wouldn't give a fuck. Like, it would just get out of my life.
I would hope that's what I'm saying.
Bro,
that's what I'm saying. And the fact that they have kids together lets me think like, okay, like I don't think she'll be vengeful. She could just be like, you know what, take what you have. I just gotta go. But if she is vengeful,
if this nigga is doing this, if this nigga's doing this now while they're happily married and it goes a 180, I'm afraid to see.
I'm afraid to see it,
He
man.
even said that yesterday. He was like, you know, even if I get home, my wife hates this and divorces.
Yeah. I remember you said that. Yeah.
I feel like he didn't get 100% approval from everyone.
I think he's preparing for the worst.
Right, exactly.
I think he's preparing for the worst. I think he's preparing for the worst.
Decisions are conscious decisions by Kanye?
No, I don't think he ever makes conscious decisions.
I don't know.
I think he's just he's one of those. He's an extremely impulsive person.
Very impulsive. That's all it is.
Yeah, because impulse. Get out. He's in the sunken place. He's been. But here's the thing, though. I don't want to be one of those people that blame his wife for who he is or his family for who he is. Because in the grand scheme of things, Kanye's always been this wild. He's always been this dude.
That's what I just said. I'm like, he's
always about his money.
That's all it is a game about money. Now he's seen already that he can make $1 billion. He's trying to make $2-3 billion.
Yeah.
But I said he's speaking against what we approve of or what we agree with. We've always heard him speak this colorful and this explicit about issues that were very sensitive in America. We've always heard him say that. Now it's just against some of our core beliefs and some of our core, our mindset. That's what's happening right now.
Yeah.
And now we're looking at him talk about slavery was a choice. Harriet Tubman didn't really free the slaves. And it's like, you are intelligent enough to articulate those
He's
points.
intelligent enough to know that these are lightning rod topics that people are going to get fucking mad at when I say it.
Kanye made music like that as well.
Yeah.
Kanye's lyrics and Kanye's albums were lightning rods.
Yeah.
It just so happened that we agreed with the lightning rod.
Yeah.
Now the lightning rod is on the other side of the fucking field, and we're like, yo, this shit is a little dangerous.
This is a little dangerous.
It's a little, I don't know if I want to stand over there. So now it's like, niggas got to ride it out. Or just remove it from your lens. And it's hard to because he's so loud. And this is a very important time. From the protests, the elections, unemployment, the pandemic. This is a very important time, and he's breaking through that crack, and his voice is becoming the loudest.
All right, let me be devil's advocate here.
Which is very scary, but
what if it works? Like, what if the answer to all life's problems is Kanye West becoming president?
This is not funny. Like, this is not funny.
Like, what if he's
no,
just
this is not funny, bro. Like, I'm not about to go there with you right now, because this is not funny.
No.
Because I be getting aggravated when I see certain shit, and this is not funny. Because we already went through it in 2016.
Right.
Everybody thought that was funny.
The last thing we need is another
another one. Like, come.
I get it.
Nah, this is not. I'm sorry, Kaz. I ain't for it.
This is not. What if like Kanye becomes president?
Nigga,
and, like,
if I wake up and it says Kanye wins the electoral vote.
he said everybody who has a baby gets $1 million. What if he does it? What if he?
Do you know how fucking financially?
I'm joking. There's
There's some
no
people
way.
that aren't.
Yeah.
There
Okay.
are some people that are actually leaning on.
I would hope the people that watch this podcast and listen to this podcast know that I'm just fucking playing.
I hope that at the end of the day, and just to wrap it up, just to keep it very, very. We joke.
But you know what's gonna happen though?
Yeah, no,
we say this every episode. Like they're gonna clip
Something,
out that one
yeah,
part and be
something,
like,
yeah, right.
Kaz and Lowkey endorsed Kanye for president.
I hope Kanye does find the answer. I hope he finds the right treatment. I hope someone finds him before he does something incredibly dumb. But I do
like run for president. Well, like what else?
I mean, yes. In addition to that, I hope that he does get the right help, and I do think that what we're seeing right now possibly could be a cry for help. And I don't know if it is. I don't know if it's not. But the families are saying things now. They're disappointed. They're scared. They're whatever the case is. I do hope that he finds a path soon, because this will chew you up and spit you out.
Oh yeah.
And when you get into politics is a very, very different regime than music. A very different regime. You know, religion is a very different regime as well. But when you get into this White House and you get into the Senate and being the Congress, like, these niggas don't play fair. And you are a black man. And they will make a fool out of
They'll
you.
chew you up and spit you out, bro.
So I do hope that
they chewed up and spit out the best Negro we ever had.
So please,
Barack
bro.
Obama, with a black name.
You
Black
getting
Motherfucker was spotless for years.
you at a South Carolina
And they
protest,
still.
right? And this young black woman is challenging you on facts, and you couldn't even handle that. You ran off stage in a temper tantrum because she challenged you. So imagine what the Senate will do to you. Imagine what the Capitol will do to you.
Imagine what Fox News will do
Imagine
to you.
what Fox News, MSNBC. Imagine what all these
Breitbart.
entities, right?
Fucking all these
So please,
deeps. Alex Jones.
nigga, like
Joe Rogan.
Chris Wallace, like the Joe Rogan, like this.
They will rip you to shreds, bro.
This is not what you want.
And it's fucked up because
This is
like
not what you want.
a small part of me was happy he got that Gap deal. Like I knew how much that meant to him. It's like, damn, he used to work at the Gap.
I love that.
This motherfucker.
I love that.
Spaceship. If the manager assaults me again, I will be assaulting him after I
love
fucking
that.
register up. Now I'm on the register up. Let's go back to
And
the
I'm
Gap.
not.
And
I'm
now
not
you're
trying,
like,
yo, I'm not even trying to limit his progression. I'm not trying to limit his success.
you
but
could have stayed at that, and motherfuckers would
Bro.
be like, you know what? Maybe Kanye's coming around.
Those
Maybe
politicians,
he's doing
they
all right.
play a different game. You see what happened? You see what's going on with this Jeffrey Epstein shit.
Whew. See, so what we're not gonna do is talk about that.
I'm just saying, no. I'm just leading you into a point of like how lethal this behavior is what I'm saying.
They kill motherfuckers.
They don't play.
Lo, let's have a toast. Grab a Truly Hard Seltzer because we got to shout out our second sponsor of the show, man. Shout out to Truly Hard Seltzer. 13 different flavors, keeps it light, keeps
like
it tight.
it. I love
know
it.
a lot of y'all got them quarantine guts and you still want to get lit. Truly Hard Seltzer is one of the beverages you can enjoy with low calories, only 100 calories in the whole thing. That's less than any beer you drink. That's less than any vodka, cognac, anything.
Cognac?
Cognac.
Okay.
Cognac.
Just wanna make
Shout out to True Lemonade. It's delicious. It's light. And I love it, man.
I gotta get used to these ads.
Yeah.
These ad things.
Yeah. You should probably want to show the logo if you're
No,
gonna.
I don't have it. I had it up there.
No, but shout out to Truly Hard Seltzer,
Truly,
man. Our
dude.
first sponsor, one of our longest sponsors. Been messing with us for a long time, man. But you know, there's 13 different flavors. It's not just the black cherry lemonade, not just the hard seltzer lemonade. There's literally a whole bunch. So make sure you go to your local store, check it out, enjoy it. Delicious. I love it. Enjoy it. Jake, what do we got, bro? What's next?
Another fun topic. Who shot you?
Oh shit.
Ooh, we didn't talk about this, huh? Tory Lanez and
Hit sports.
Tory Lanez and Meg Thee Stallion.
We can go there.
Lo, we've all been in situations where we're in the car with someone and we're
I've
like,
been in that situation.
and we're like, yo, let me out. You ain't been in that situation? We've all been in those situations. We're in the car with somebody,
gotten out.
and I'm just like, I don't think I should be here, bro.
I mean, fuck the situation I just told you about on the way over here. Let me out.
Let me out.
Drop me off. Drop me off.
So for those who may not know or have been living under a rock or don't watch Twitter or any of that stuff, Tory Lanez allegedly shot Meg Thee Stallion in the foot after a party. What was it, twice?
Twice
Shot Meg Thee Stallion twice in the foot after leaving the party with Kylie Jenner.
No, well, Kylie stayed. It was Tory.
Kylie was at the party.
They left, and then there was I think either her assistant or one of her own.
So there was a lot of confusion that was happening once we found out there was a shooting after the party. Then we found out Meg was the victim. And we found out, at first a lot of people thought, oh, well, maybe Tory Lanez was protecting her. Somebody shot at her and she was shooting back. And
there were early reports of Tory shooting in the air miles away from the mansion. That was the initial report.
Right.
And then when they pulled them over, they discovered that Megan had a cut on her foot. So they thought that she had stepped on glass or whatever the case was. So
She said she stepped on glass.
She said she stepped on glass. She covered for him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then she comes out with the report earlier this weekend saying, I was a target, I was a victim, I was shot twice, I wasn't arrested, I went to the hospital, I had surgery, I had bullets removed out my foot. And now Tory, who was arrested, now he has a felony charge because he was arrested with a gun in the car, has not said a word. The alleged
felony charge and
in LA
isn't a U.S. citizen.
and now they're in now.
Yeah,
Right. Someone, yeah. So now we're hearing that, Megan wanted to get out the car. Megan wanted to leave. There was an argument that ensued. So something vicious happened between Tory and Megan.
Right.
For him to fire a weapon in the car, for her to want to get out of that car quickly. There's something that
I'll put it like this.
There's something that's we're missing.
I'll put it like this. There's a lot of things we're missing. There's a lot of things we don't know of what happened.
Right.
But Meg Thee Stallion got on Twitter, and Jake, you could probably pull up the tweet if you could find it. But she pretty much got on Twitter saying, like, black women are the most unprotected people in the world, and she's been traumatized, and all these memes and jokes and yada yada yada. And I'm not saying yada yada yada, but like, Jake, you got it?
I can read it if you want.
Yeah, please read it out. If you could pull it up.
Bear with me on the weed. Black women are so unprotected, and we hold so many things in to protect the feelings of others without considering our own.
Yeah.
It might be funny to y'all on the internet and just another messy topic for y'all to talk about, but this is my real life, and I'm real life hurt and traumatized.
What that first part of that statement says to me is that she's not saying something.
Right.
There's something that's being concealed in fear of not wanting to look like either a snitch or not wanting to put her friend or whomever in
Put somebody in a situation.
Right. I do understand that. Megan is not from the streets. Megan does not do street shit. So this experience can be very traumatizing. And the fact that people are making fun of it and, clowning her about it, it's fucked up. But I also will say that you gotta watch your company.
Yeah.
You gotta honor the company that you keep because
I'm not gonna be one of those people that blames her for.
I'm not blaming. This is not me blaming. This is in a general.
Right.
You gotta watch the company you keep because that company is not also going to protect you or going to stick up for you. Obviously, this is a targeted situation, and I feel extremely bad that she couldn't recognize it.
Yeah.
It might be funny to y'all on the internet and just another messy
which is fucked up because Megan has not done anything for anybody.
Right.
Megan has made her money. Megan has empowered black women.
Right.
Megan has been a voice for black women. Megan is a smart, educated black woman.
Yeah.
So for her to go through this type of situation and no one's speaking up for her, that's fucked up on Tory Lanez's part because there's something that you're not telling us.
Right.
You're hiding something from us. And it's fucked up you're putting her through this situation, especially during this whole entire situation that we're going through.
My thing is like, when it comes to Tory and Megan, like, Megan's not just some regular Not saying you should shoot anybody. Not saying you should cause any woman any type of harm ever. But it's like, you're shooting the most famous rap woman currently on the planet right now, bro. And you're just kind of leaving her out to dry. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and that's what she meant. That's what she meant.
Especially when it's like, all right, granted, Twitter is fucking ruthless. Okay, let's call it what the fuck it is. All right, like, Twitter is gonna get its Twitter jokes off. Like, if it was anybody else that got shot, we're making jokes. People are making jokes. Like, that's what they do, right? It's not fair. It's not fun. You can't really police it. You can't find the people who say the shit. Like, they're usually faceless motherfuckers who you'll probably never see in real life.
Right.
And you just kind of got to deal with that, right? So that's one part. On the other side, you got a part where, like, yo, we know who did it, right? Like, allegedly, we know who did it. And, like, you're just kind of leaving this person out here to just kind of fucking drive.
And it's not like it was an experience where Tory and Megan don't hang out or they don't communicate.
Dog, it's documented, bro. Like,
we know y'all niggas have.
If we know anybody's been kicking it during the quarantine, it's been y'all too. Yeah.
And the fact that you have let her out to dry, you have let her feel victimized. I mean, she is a victim, but you let her feel like this in public. You didn't stick up. You didn't say anything. You didn't even tweet or acknowledge, like, yo, listen, I can't really legally say anything, but I want to make sure that she's protected. Please, y'all just ease up.
Please leave her alone, please.
None
like, these
that.
jokes ain't funny.
These jokes ain't funny.
Like, yada, yada. Like, you can say something.
It was some real life shit going on.
Right.
I can't really, get into it, but just, ease up. Mm-hmm. Like, y'all can hit me with the
and whatever hit you take from that, you take it. You take that. Because that's how you protect another black woman.
Being quiet, Tory, and you being the only nigga in the car, and y'all having an argument, and you letting off 2 shots, and she's got surgery. What if she had to go tour? Now you fucked up her bag.
Yeah.
What if she had to do something? What if she had a movie role? Now you fucked up her bag. It's irresponsible.
I'll tell you this, man. For somebody who has made the most, we were talking about this in the beginning of the episode, somebody who's made the most of this entire pandemic situation.
Mm-hmm. He has.
Outside of Swizz Beatz and Timbaland, like, Tory Lanez is probably, like, right behind them.
And D-Nice.
Yeah. Right. Like, right behind them. Right?
And Lowkey.
And Lowkey. And Demon Time. Those people.
No, like, you're right.
Tory Lanez was on a trajectory for, like,
YouTube deal.
MTV deal.
The Instagram.
Quarantine radio.
And you let something like this that was very preventable hinder you. Like, now we don't give a fuck.
I'm not gonna act like I know exactly what happened in that car. I'm not saying it's defensible. It's
the way it's shaped up, the way it's painted right now, it looks fucked up.
It looks fucked up.
I don't even care about your YouTube shit. I don't care about your MTV shit. I don't care about the Instagram shit, bro. That's
you harmed somebody.
And you've harmed one of our favorites.
Like,
which is crazy, bro. But we weren't there. I wasn't in the car, and hopefully he will come out and defend her and give us more context, because you do look very crazy in the light. So, shouts to Megan. Praying for you, Megan.
I hope she's all right, man. Like, it's a fucked up situation. Like, we should, heal up. We should, you know what I mean? Like,
we're praying for Megan.
Granted, even at a point where, like, it shouldn't get to a point where, like, somebody gets shot and, like, the first thing that she's thinking about is, like, yo, it ain't just me. Like, black women, period, don't feel protected.
And in the fact that she was like, yo, that was targeted to me.
Yeah.
So that looks wild. And you're not saying nothing. She came out and said, yo, bro, that was for me.
Yeah. So
I'm like, Tory, if you the one that was pulling the trigger, were you sent by somebody, or were you that mad at her you had to let off 2 on her fucking foot?
I don't fuck it.
That's crazy.
It's a crazy. It's one of those things where it's like, man, like, I don't want to put my conspiracy brain to work. You know what I mean? About, like, what the fuck happened there.
Me and Ebro was talking about that shit this morning. His conspiracy radar goes off.
Man, I already got my thoughts. On initially, before I even heard the whole Tory Lanez thing. I mean, like, we all knew, you know what I mean, like, who was.
Now we know. We're gonna leave that.
I ain't gonna.
We're gonna leave that there.
We all know who.
We're gonna leave that there. We're gonna leave that there.
Jake, talk to me.
You want to move on, or you want
Yeah, let's move on. Let's not talk about that.
One more example of the Kardashian curse.
What happened?
He's right. One more example of the Kardashian curse. They were at Kylie's house.
Wow.
And she ain't said a word yet either.
Listen.
But whatever, go ahead,
If the Jendashians know anything, they know not to fuck up their bag.
They will not. Quiet. Shut up.
Definitely. The one thing I learned about OnlyFans when I was like in technology is that like all technology follows porn stars. Okay, like porn dictates like wherever technology goes. Like the reason why the video discs never worked out is because porn stars didn't use video discs; they used DVDs, and then DVDs took off. Like porn stars flocked to OnlyFans. They tried Patreon for a little bit. Patreon wasn't, you know what I mean? It was very, you know, don't use this. Like, they was very, like, gung-ho about their content, whatever. OnlyFans. That is the next that is the gold rush of content creators. Motherfuckers are making tens of thousands of dollars a month posting the same shit they post on Instagram. The same, there's no difference. There is no difference. Granted, we don't cater to horny teenage men, so like it's a little different.
I'm still being sold on this.
I'm trying to sell him on OnlyFans, bro.
He just got me on the pod thing, and now he's escalating my business acumen to OnlyFans.
There are thousands of men already on OnlyFans. You literally all it takes is a click. Oh shit! Click. It's a click. They give the fucking credit card information. You don't have to do a whole new subscriber situation. You don't have to do all this extra shit. Like they're already on there. So like, yo, subscribe to OnlyFans. Here's the link. Blah 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 blah. It's a click.
Listen. I'll follow you. I followed you here.
We're not doing Patreon, yo.
I followed you here, and this is a great experience. All right, so maybe OnlyFans might be the situation.
They dictate where technology goes, and we will be the same. We will be. Okay. Jake, what do we got next, bro?
We got an interesting story that came out courtesy of the New York Times, the NBA bubble like Twitter. They have some identities.
Oh.
So,
niggas are snitching?
Anybody?
New York Times is snitching?
Let me tell you straight up.
Wow, dude.
The people doing the Lord's work right now.
Right.
For people starved for sports content like myself.
Right.
And millions of other people like me.
Yeah.
Is the people who run the NBA Bubble Life Twitter account. Now, you told me Trayvon Edwards. My guy Trey.
From The Athletic.
The Athletic.
Phillips for LA Tourism Convention. And then I think we know this guy Drew Ruiz, staffer for the Drew League, also has worked for Slam.
Okay, I think I know Drew. He sounds familiar. Yeah. I think we definitely did some work with him.
Niggas
So
need
shout out to Trey. That's my dude. You know what I mean? Writes, incredible writer for The Athletic. The NBA Bubble Life Twitter account is like, I see that the way I seen Versus a couple months ago. Somebody's gonna jump in there, whether it's fucking a Viacom or a VH1 or some network or NBA TV probably because it's easy, but it's Disney, so it's probably gonna be ESPN or whatever.
Right.
Whoever gets in there and is giving us like what is essentially the greatest fucking reality show in sports history, like Hard Knocks on steroids.
You gotta be careful about what you're exposing on that account because we've already seen, people being exposed and people revealing shit and people being seen.
The thotties getting flown out.
Right. You gotta be careful because
it's fucked up now because they just reported there's nobody has the virus on the campus.
Oh, so you know the Donald Ducks are coming down quick.
That's what I'm saying. So now, if something comes up, everybody's gonna be looking around like.
That's what I said. No, like niggas, shut up. There's no like, yo, okay, shut up. Like we don't need you to go into that. But no, like you said, that is great entertainment.
Yeah.
You know, the NBA season is just is getting back to normal.
Yeah.
It's restarting. That's the whole phrase.
But
right
it's
now.
tight though. Like, have you seen like some of the stuff on the Bubble Life Twitter account?
Yeah. I've seen.
So like they out there fishing.
They got the barbershop
They
going.
shotgunning beers.
Yeah.
They got the barbershop over there.
But tell me,
like,
to your point, also like they're young gentlemen.
Yeah.
They're away from their families and their friends, and they're not in their natural habitat. So yeah, shotgunning beer is going to be a thing.
But I think that's what makes it dope.
I'm not disagreeing with you.
Yeah.
But that's why the content is so rich and it's so pure and it's so authentic, because we're seeing what they would have been doing at home.
Right.
And we're not used to seeing what they're doing at home. So I didn't know JJ Redick was going to be shotgunning beers. I didn't know half these niggas love the fish. I didn't know J.R. Smith was reading that book. I mean, I forgot what the title was, but I didn't know he was reading that. There's a lot of things we're discovering, and that's why, yes, that account is gold right now, because we don't have, NBA or TNT, on NBA. We don't have the TNT on Tuesday. We don't have the ESPN highlights. We don't have, the first takes actually recapping what's going on. Yeah. The NBA Twitter, the Bubble account, is all that wrapped in one. We're getting videos, we're getting stories, we're getting accounts, we're getting confessions.
And in addition to that, shout out to Taylor Rook. She had a great interview.
Yes, Taylor's doing her thing too.
She had a great interview with Kemba Walker out there, and they made a valid point where it was like, yo, this is the first time in a lot of these people's lives that they're not getting hounded by fans, they're not surrounded by hangers-on. It's literally just the bare necessities.
And he said something very interesting. He's like, bro, I'm single with no kids. I'll be okay in a bubble. And I'm like, yo, that's not the realest shit. Yeah. Like, bro, I don't got no wife. I don't got no girl. I don't got no child. Like, I'll be all right. Yeah. I'll be fine. And that was very dope. But to your point, we're getting these stories, and we're getting, now niggas are being real, because this is different.
This is different, but I mean, so it's working.
Oh no, yo,
it's working
insanely. This is beautiful to watch. The content is gold. Between
the NBA and BET, as far as like putting on award shows, like they've set like the blueprint for shit.
You have to alter
for people to know. Okay, this is how things are gonna be for at least the next couple months until like they figure out a vaccine. Or
I just think with the NBA, because it's so consistent and it's gonna be for a longer time. Obviously, BT was one night only, and it was an award show, so it's not gonna continuously happen. The NBA, we're just getting into the mix of it.
Yeah.
Like we're about to see this for another 3, 4, 5 months.
Yeah.
So we're getting used to these guys living in this, obviously the bubble, and we're seeing, like, what do y'all niggas really like?
Yeah.
What do y'all niggas really do?
I mean, it's only gonna get more interesting, because right now we're seeing what people do when it's just like, okay, well,
we're getting down there. We're getting comfortable.
We're just getting comfortable.
Yeah.
Like we're gonna. I can't wait to see what happens when like somebody blows a big game. I can't wait to see what happens when somebody wins a big game. I can't wait to see what happens when somebody like is talking shit on the court, and like you can't.
Nigga, pull up.
You can't just run away to the next
nigga,
city.
We in the bubble
and be like, fucking Rajon Rondo spit on Chris Paul a couple months ago.
Brother,
couple years ago.
That's a very good point.
And then went to another city. You can't go. Like, I know where you stay,
bro. You stay right around the.
I know the hotel room you stayed in.
You stay right around the corner from Epcot Center. Oh, nigga, pull up.
Like that's what it's really going to get interesting.
When niggas get physical and people are starting to really, the aggression, and people don't know how to really deal with the bubble, because these niggas gonna get tired of this shit.
Yes. Yeah.
And the emotions are gonna start to flow, and people are gonna start taking their energy out on different people, and people are gonna start missing their families, their girls, their regular life, and it's gonna boil over, and you about to see somebody. When someone's fishing,
there's gonna be
someone's gonna pull up.
I already saw this shit on the free throw line.
Niggas gonna hit him with a bass, or like it's gonna be ugly. But this is what y'all wanted. So
man, there's gonna be so many technical fouls because there's no crowd.
Oh nah, niggas, and there's no crowd.
There's no crowd. Like, you're gonna hear everything these players are saying on the court.
And your niggas' homeboys ain't there, the family ain't there, so now niggas gonna have to go.
It's like, if you bout that life,
let's get it.
But here's the thing. Bubble Life Twitter account, if something really pops off, right?
Or are y'all gonna report it?
Are you gonna, if you really want to scrap, you're gonna go somewhere with no camera? There ain't gonna be no cameras there. So everyone's gonna. The only thing.
Don't put that out there.
The only stuff. I'm listening. NBA players that's watch this. I know plenty of NBA players that follow me and watch my show and listen to this podcast. The only stuff that ends up on the NBA Bubble Light Twitter account is stuff you post. Okay. So, if you really about that life, if you really want to scrap, you get the fucking circle. The motherfucking Wild World of Sports, Disney World. Everybody put the phones down. Oh, you was talking that shit?
Bro, don't put them in that.
Have at it.
Don't put them
Have
in
at
that.
it.
Yo, Kaz,
the stories that come from the bubble that don't make the Bubble Life Twitter account is gonna make some of the greatest content
don't put them
in sports history.
Don't put them in that
and
situation.
I can't wait.
Don't put them in that situation because you know when that season opens up and niggas got feelings towards each other.
They do.
And niggas talking shit on Twitter.
You mean to tell me?
Right, like, nah, don't do that.
It don't gotta be in public.
Yeah,
we'll get,
and they all down there in one resort.
In 30 years,
nah, bro, don't encourage that.
In 30 years, when the 10-part Netflix documentary of the Bubble Life drops.
Bro, don't encourage that because that's right.
In 20 years or 30 years, when the NBA Bubble Life documentary on Netflix drops, that's 10 parts. That tells the real stories of
what
what happened.
What did I say when we first got on here? What did I say about the girls exposing like the stories and the DMs? I'm like, yo, wait till this is over and then write your tell-all book.
You're right.
Not right now, bro.
Not right now.
Let's get
let's crown a champion and let's get everyone home safe.
Yes.
And sound.
You looking for that action?
Yo, cause I want
you looking for that action, bro. I'm not. I can't. I don't have it in me.
It's inevitable. It's inevitable. You got a bubble,
but don't feed
of
into
the most
it, bro.
Competitive motherfuckers in the world, and there's no 4 out of those 22 teams probably aren't playing for anything bigger than just to get into the playoffs.
Right.
Those other 20 some odd teams are playing for the one thing they've been fighting for and playing for since they were this big. You mean to tell me fists ain't gonna be thrown? You mean to tell me motherfuckers ain't gonna...
You're not wrong, Kaz.
You mean to tell me you ain't gonna say something? Ain't no crowd to drown out what you say. You can't whisper it. Ain't no motherfucking like, oh, well, I didn't hear. Like, I heard you. That's what I'm saying. They was doing that before the crowd. There was a crowd. Now I know where you stay.
And you had distractions, and you can go home, and you can like be with your friends and your wife and your girl. Nigga, they're going back.
Like it's just us.
They going back to the same trash.
I might see you at the diner. I might see you wherever we eat.
I might see you at the river.
I might see you where we fish at. I might see you where we play fucking hopscotch or whatever.
Nigga, there's one barbershop. There's one barbershop in Orlando.
I might see you at
in
the barbershop.
There's one barbershop in the bubble.
And you know the barbers are talking shit.
Yo, I heard James was in here last week.
Yo, James over here saying
that nigga ain't had he wasn't really.
What's up,
what?
baby?
Testosterone and all, ego and all, playing the game.
Ain't no women in there.
These men are grown men. They're not adolescents who are coming into puberty.
Jazz, what you have to understand.
Baby,
Jazz, what you have to understand.
They're not like, oh, I'm mad. Leave me at the fishing spot.
Jazz, what you have to understand. Jazz, what you have to understand. Wait, Jazz, what you have to understand. What you have to understand is.
You elbow me in the layup. I'm mad.
Yes.
No, but
Listen, usually there'll be somebody like you or a woman or somebody. They don't give a fuck.
Stop. No,
they don't give a fuck.
all right, man. Like, all right.
They don't give a fuck.
What, bro? Like,
They don't give a fuck.
Jazz, that is not.
Jazz,
that is not.
What about the homeless man who can't get a shower? Y'all worried about the president of the NBA players making millions of dollars who can't get no pussy and can't get a good meal?
That's not.
What about the homeless man who can't get a
can't use logic in these explanations.
Listen,
I understand. Yo, you're.
You know what? Continue.
All right, fine, you got
This
it.
is a logical situation.
Two or three
Jake,
schoolyard
please.
fights between NBA players you want to see. Prime time, I'd be like LeBron, Zion is probably.
I want to see
Or you want some small guys.
J.R. Smith
J.R. Smith.
versus.
That nigga just got back in the league, bro. Let him get his.
Right.
Oh shit.
I want to see Steven Adams versus Zion Williamson.
I want to see Draymond versus Barkley.
Draymond versus Barkley.
I want to see them niggas go at it. And I know Barkley down there, and I want to see these niggas go toe to toe. That's what I want to see.
Barkley might clean Draymond up.
Barkley's
Hold
definitely gonna clean that. What do you mean, Mike? Barkley's gonna clean that.
Barkley might clean Draymond up.
Is.
That country
Barkley,
strength.
what? Barkley's
country-
strength is ridiculous.
Hey,
Hey.
Draymond. Draymond.
Oh, it's over.
Draymond.
Yeah.
Listen, Ernie, Shaq, he was over here talking a lot of shit.
When Barkley and Shaq get mad at each other, that's why I want the NBA
Shaq's
Twitter.
like,
That's why I want the bubble account to report on. When them niggas get mad at each other, wherever they are, that's the fight I want to see. Fuck these relevant these niggas right now. I want to see Barkley and Shaq
Shaq versus
go at it.
Barkley.
So if you
for
watching
all
this
the
bubble
marbles.
account, find these niggas when they fight.
Trey, do your job.
That's what I
Count
want
on
to see.
you.
I am not the biggest.
Jake,
NBA
what
nigga.
else we got? We got to wrap up soon. It's
Yeah.
already pretty late.
We can talk Blue Lives Matter mask by your boy James
Oh,
Harden.
Jesus.
I mean, we'll talk about that, man. I had an inside scoop. Shout out to the inside scoop about James Harden.
Oh, yeah. Shout out the homie.
Yeah, bruh. He was trying to cover his beard, okay? And somebody handed him the bandana, you know what I mean? James Harden's a fan of blue colors, so he was like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna judge somebody off of a symbol more than like the actions. Like, James Harden's been in the field. He was out in Houston when George Floyd was murdered. He was giving his money where it's supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't gonna put, like, I'm not gonna jump in with one of these. I'm not gonna jump in with the Twitter mob and try and lynch people over shit without using any actual critical thinking. Okay, like,
I think he could have been a little. He could have just been a little bit more smarter.
I'm sure he could have. I'm
Just
sure
a
he
little
could
bit more
have. And
smarter.
he's gone on and said, you know what I mean? Like, clearly he doesn't agree with that movement, and like.
My only thing with that is these symbols and these shields and these colors and these signs are very polarizing in this current state.
Right.
And I'm not saying he was doing it intentionally, and I'm not saying he was negligent to
Probably should have been more aware.
just a little bit more aware.
Yeah.
I get it. Yes, you want to cover your beard.
Definitely.
I have a beard. You got a beard. I get it.
Yeah.
And Blue, he reps. What he reps.
Yeah.
I understand that, but sometimes you have to go above and beyond the protocol of
Understood.
being aware of what's going on around you. And I think just moving forward, that's just be careful, because any symbol, anything you wear, anything you say, anything you promote is taken as a authentic feeling of what you are and what you represent.
Sensitive time
To
right
set
now.
the- so that's all I'm saying.
time,
So I
it's
understand.
just-
Yeah, you're just trying to cover your beard too. Cool, I understand
Right.
that. But moving forward, if you do that again, bro, like
I'm sure he won't.
I'm sure. Yeah. I mean, the plug. I'm
I'm sure the lessons have been learned.
I'm sure the plug has given him
Yes.
make sure he's realized he was on the wrong side of the tracks with this one. But it can be troubling and it can be traumatizing to certain people because of what's going on. So just be mindful of it, and that's to everybody. Just be
Try
mindful.
not to join the Twitter mob, people. Like, give yourself like, I understand it's hard right now. I understand it's a sensitive time. Like, take 5 seconds, fucking breathe, think, do your own research,
Of course.
use your own thoughts. Like,
Yeah, like niggas ain't canceling
motherfuckers are counting on you to turn on each other. Motherfuckers are counting on you.
They want that.
To turn on each other, bro. Like, use your fucking minds, bro.
That's
Don't
it.
fall
Just
for the fucking banana
just use
in
your
the
common
tailpipe,
sense.
please.
Use your common sense. They want, like Kaz said, they want us to turn on each other. They want us to destruct each other. They want us to be distracted from what's really going on. There's a lot of stories that are coming out, news stories with the COVID and the protests and the Epstein, like just a lot of things that they don't want us to be looking at. So just be very, very careful and mindful of what you give your attention to. So, that's it.
Jake, rapid fire. What else we got? Let's wrap up.
Just give us a hot take NBA prediction.
NBA prediction, boom. Who's winning? Who's losing? Rookie of the year. I heard they're stopping all they're only going to count March 11th for all the NBA awards. So nothing that happens in the bubble will count to MVP. Okay, so boom.
Oh, so everything leading up to March 11th is only.
That's it. So that's what they're gonna judge.
I respect that.
All right, so boom, we got MVP.
LeBron finished beating the Bucks.
It seems like a 2-horse race. We got LeBron and Giannis. Who you got?
I'll give it to LeBron.
Give it to LeBron?
Oh shit, I'll give it to LeBron. I'll give it to
Because
LeBron.
every time I be watching Giannis,
She hates Giannis.
You hate it?
I don't fucking. Are you kidding me?
She hates Giannis. She's like, anytime I see
Yo, you gotta be here every time we record. She's like, do you see that cat?
Jazz is gonna take care of the studio audience going forward.
Accurate, okay? I don't fucking hate Giannis. I don't know that man from example.
I'll be trying to tell. She's like, who's this thing? I'm like, he's the rating MVP. What is? He doesn't look that good.
I love my fellow black man. I wish he would have played for like Nigeria or Greece, but it is.
I feel you on that.
I like that. I respect that. I respect that.
Besides that, Kazeem talks him up, and I guess it's the games I've watched him play. But every time I see him play, he's just not killing it.
He's just average.
He's making MVPs like every live game I watch.
He's a very.
I'll give you that. He hasn't had a whole lot of statement games on national TV.
Like when for consistency.
Right.
And I haven't seen it with him, so like I want to love him like everyone else does.
Listen.
He's a black
She got a better take than me.
Listen.
Like,
That's my wife, bro.
But I have to like support something that I can stand by and see for myself.
Consistently see it all the time.
Someone's telling me something, like
Right.
someone's saying like, Jasmine, the sky is red. Don't you see it? I'm like, no, motherfucker, the sky is blue. Like, so that's what it is with Giannis. Like, but if I see it from my own eyes, I'm like, oh damn, this motherfucker is great. Like with Zion, like, woo. I'll see how he plays
She
now.
sees it. You wasn't fucking with him at first. I was like,
Oh no, I wasn't either.
I still am not.
No, here's the thing. It wasn't like she wasn't.
I'm not even down.
The thing is, she wasn't fucking. It wasn't that she wasn't fucking with Zion at first. Is that she only saw him in college and was just like, oh, he's in college. She's not gonna do that.
That wasn't impressive.
I'm like, baby,
The college shit
you
wasn't
don't do that
impressive.
shit.
It wasn't impressive though. In college it wasn't impressive. It was like a bunch of like these little young white.
But we said the same thing about him in high school. He was like, oh,
Like,
he's just doing
everyone
that.
just put too much pressure on this little baby boy who
Right.
has this big man body.
That
You
is
guys,
true.
he's still a baby boy.
Well, he's what?
Let him be a
How old is
baby
he? 20?
He just turned 20.
Yeah, he's a kid. He's a child. He's a child.
He
He's a
has
child.
this big man grown guy
And don't know how to maneuver that shit.
Everyone is like taking advantage. I feel like people are just like taking advantage of his body and his bigness.
That's like.
He has acne. He's still going through puberty. Let him get clear skin before you guys try to control his life.
That's like a
You know what I'm
17-year-old
saying?
nigga getting a fucking F-150
Yeah.
truck, and it's like, all right, go ahead, figure it out.
Figure it out.
It's like,
And don't crash.
Like, don't crash.
You know what? Quarantine probably has him doing good. He's been working out.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
in
yeah.
shape. He probably has a better mindset,
Yeah,
confidence level. You know,
yeah.
he's had time to like fuck all the media and do him. So I feel like he's gonna be great moving forward. Like at this point in time, so he's more ready than he was coming in. Like,
They were
such a
they
baby.
were chewing him
Like,
up.
he just threw him in, took the diaper off,
And figured it out.
like,
Yeah.
spanked his
And
ass
you gotta
played
think.
basketball.
And he came in. He
He
came
had no
in.
idea. He's like shitting on himself.
He came in mid-season.
Yeah, right.
He came in mid-season. You gotta think about that too.
Like the
Exactly.
playoffs, if Zion misses a game or two.
I think,
Because the
man.
first 2 games are huge.
Here's the thing. I know the Pelicans. A lot of people want the Pelicans in the playoffs. Don't sleep on the Portland Trailblazers, bro. They're getting Nurkic back. They got Melo. They got Lillard. They got McCullough. Listen. I will never. If it's a do or die game, if it's like playoff, like win or go home type of dude, there's a handful of players. There's not a handful of players I'm taking over Damian Lillard, bro. The motherfucker is made of
That nigga
ice
is
cold. Ice
That brother is cold. Lillard
bro.
is
So,
a cold.
I know we all
motherfucker.
want to see Braun versus Zion in the first
Oh,
round.
yeah, of course. But no,
I wouldn't be mad at Bron.
I'll watch Lillard.
Wouldn't be mad at Braun versus Melo in the first round either.
I'll watch Lillard play. That nigga's cold as
I
fuck,
want to
bro.
see Bron versus Zion because I want LeBron to win.
Yeah, I mean he's gonna.
But of course he's gonna be Zion. That nigga, the Bron is 18 deep, and then Zion is like a half of.
Let's see.
Blazers,
Zion's playing with house money, man. Zion's playing with
Yeah.
house money. You just gotta look good in front of Bron. You don't gotta beat him.
Yeah, that's true.
Exactly. You gotta hold your own.
Just hold your own.
Yeah, he's dealing with that too. He's dealing with that too. Yeah.
What else we got, Jake?
I think that's it for today.
Got it?
You guys got anything? Any plugs? Any life stuff going on?
Low. Plug it. Plug it low.
Cheat Sheet, Apple Music, DMX vs. Snoop Dogg. It's on Apple Music right now. Please check it out. 80 songs, 5 hours. Put a lot of time into it. I love it. Rap Life Review, Old Man Ebro, me and Nadeska, talking about the rap life topics.
Shout out Nadeska.
Yeah, shout out Nadeska. Shout out to my OG Ebro.
Shout out Ebro.
Got a new show on Apple Music. Hits coming out very soon. Be on the lookout for that. Can't really divulge what it is, but it's coming very soon. And shout out to the Say Less fam. You know, I'm here. This is the home. You see the artwork, Say Less with Kaz and Lowkey. Thank you for welcoming me here. And our, you know, Keeps.
Bro, I'll tell you, shout out to Keeps.
Keeps.com.
Shout out to Truly.
Yeah, Truly.
Keeps.com/sayless, KEEPS.com/sayless.
Yeah,
Make sure you go get
yeah.
get that first month free.
Yeah.
Everybody who's been following this podcast, or if you're new, I'm sure a lot of new people are going to see this because we actually have a fucking production and we can actually set this thing up. So welcome to you. But anybody who's been following this podcast from day one, you know what it is, man. You know everything I've been through. You know everything we've been through together, from the end of Flagrant 2 to the beginning of this to, you know, the pandemic to starting in literally my guest bedroom to now. Like, don't let anybody tell you can't do some shit once you put your mind to it.
Yeah.
I've heard every naysayer. I've heard every what are you thinking. I've heard every single thing that could be said. And like I said from the first episode, I'm building this motherfucker brick by brick. You're starting to see the fucking, you are starting to see the fruits of the labor. And this is only the beginning, man. So like I said, this is gonna be a podcast like you've never seen before. We're still gonna have incredible guests. You know what I mean? Like, I wanted everybody to, for those who don't know Lo, for the people who do know Lo, I want Lo to cook here so everybody is comfortable. But like I said, if you listen to this podcast for the incredible guests that we have each and every week, we're still gonna have those. We got TV screens everywhere to make sure to zoom them in. They're gonna be in here too. We're in a very good space traffic wise, so we'll have some folks in the shop to knock out some episodes as well. But like I said, brick by brick, man, we're gonna keep continuing to build this. Shout out to my guy Jake, shout out to Emilio Sparks, shout out to BlaaqGold, Chris Records, the producers of the intro and outro of this song. Shout out my guy Matt behind the camera right now, holding it down. Shout out to Wilson Sports, Brother Networks, Vertical, everybody that's helped make Say Less with Kaz get to where it is today. We're just starting. We'll be catching you each and every week right here. So like I say, each and every week on Say Less with Kaz, stay free, stay safe, and as always, 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 say less. My name is Kaz. That's Lo. Catch you later.